Hi there, I'm Troy Harrison. Welcome to another edition of Sales and Cocktails. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these, and some of you have reminded me of it by email. I gotta be honest, these are my favorite videos that I do. I just haven't done one for a while. My bad. But today, we're gonna have a couple of great topics. First of all, the cocktail is going to be a maple cinnamon whiskey sour. There's a lot happening in the drink in terms of flavor, but it's not very difficult to make. And then we're going to talk about one of the foundational assumptions of selling that, well, to be honest with you, may not be true anymore. So let's dive into the drink. First of all, I'm going to start with my 1.5-ounce shot glass here, and we're going to give this a base of bourbon. I know you guys might be sick of bourbon drinks, and at some point, I'll do a vodka drink or two, but we're going to start with Union Horse Distilling's bourbon. This is a bourbon that's made right here in Kansas City, and it's great. It's got some good spicy notes to it, but it's still a really smooth sipping whiskey. So we'll drop 1.5 ounces into our cocktail shaker. And then we're going to want about 3/4 ounce, so about half full of my shot glass of maple syrup, and we're going to use genuine maple syrup. Don't use that Mrs. Butterworth stuff. That stuff should never be on your bar or on a pancake for that matter, but that's just me. And then we're going to use cinnamon infused syrup. I actually made this myself, and I'll have the recipe for it on the last slide. It's pretty simple. A simple syrup is made by heating up we're the same amount of water and sugar, so we used a cup of water and a cup of sugar, heated that up until it dissolved, and then we kept it heating for about an hour with a cinnamon stick in it to infuse it with that great cinnamon flavor. Finally, we're going to use about 3/4 ounce of lemon juice. That's going to give us that sour flavor that gives the drink its name. So I know you're used to me making pretty much sweet drinks down here. This is a sweet and sour drink, but it's going to be great. And I encourage you to give it a shot. All right, got it in our cocktail shaker. Put the top on, make sure it's on firmly so it doesn't leak. Ask me how I know about that. Then we're going to give it some good shakes. Got some ice in there already. Give it a good shake, give it a good mix. I realize I'm not shaking it like Tom Cruise in Cocktail, but that's okay. Then we're going to strain it out over a couple of ice cubes in our genuine mid-century modern tumbler, authentic mid-century modern tumbler that I picked up. Cheers. Oh, that's really good. And with that, let's talk about one of the foundational assumptions of selling. You know, sales training is based on certain foundational assumptions, which are assumptions of how buyers are going to behave. That's what sales trainers do. We try to predict how buyers are going to behave, and then we try to tailor techniques to allow salespeople to create a customer-friendly environment that gets the most out of that interaction. But what if those foundational assumptions change? Here's a great one that's changed recently, and I see examples of it all the time. This is an old assumption. It's one of the first things they taught me about sales. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And that was valid for a long time. So the idea that salespeople used is, we want to go in, we want to find some sort of a common bond with our customer, usually around personal issues, and then that would give us the right to start talking about business. But that's not true anymore. See, most of the time people don't even buy from people, right? Think about it. How much do you order online? A lot of people don't even go grocery shopping anymore. Amazon has gotten huge, so people are buying more and more without the intervention of people. So they're used to not necessarily going down the know, like, and trust route. And I saw this a few weeks ago when I was doing a ride along with a salesperson from one of my clients here in Kansas City. And this is a client in the office technology industry. And we went into a CFO's office. Now, the salesperson I was riding with, veteran salesperson, probably about my age, maybe a shade older. And the CFO, the person that we were calling on, was a pretty sharp, savvy female in her I'm going to guess late 30s. I could be off a few years either way. So we sat down, and I can see the salesperson doing the old thing, right? Looking around the office, what she got on her walls. And because it's Kansas City, she had a Chiefs memorabilia on her walls. This is before they got hammered in the Super Bowl. And so he started talking, hey, how about those Chiefs? We're right in the middle of the playoffs. Chiefs are doing great. And she's kind of going, uh-huh, yeah. And I'm watching the clock and I'm watching her. She is not digging this at all. And at 6 minutes in, exactly 6 minutes in, she looked at him. She said, I'm sorry, your time's up. He said, what do you mean? We had this book for half an hour. She said, yes, but you're wasting my time. She said, I didn't book this appointment to talk football. That's something I've been saying for a long time. Nobody's booking appointments to talk football anymore. She said, I booked this because you said you could come in and help me with my business. You're not doing that, so you're wasting my time. Thank you for coming in. Hope you have a great day. And he's trying to save it. And she said, no. She said, to be honest with you, you've kind of demonstrated that you're wasting my time, so I'm going to get on and do other things. We leave, and the guy's sitting there in a car with me, kind of shell-shocked, and goes, what can I do? I said, here's the only thing you can do. And that is wait about a week and then reach out to her again, be very humble and very apologetic, and promise to her that when you come back in, it's going to be strictly business. Well, he tried that. And unfortunately, in this case, it didn't work. He's pretty much sunk in that customer. But what has happened is that the know, like, and trust has given way. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. That's given away to the idea that people buy from people who can do value for them, who can contribute value to their business lives. And that means that our duty as salespeople when we walk in the door is very different now than it used to be. Now, my recommendation is pretty much go straight to talking business. Get the appointment based on how you can help them do business, and then get in the office and prove it. And think about value per minute in that sales call. Value per minute in terms of what it means to the customer. And think about how you can help your customer be better, stronger, do more business. And I think you'll be pretty successful. So, but that's a seismic shift in sales because, again, people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. That's out the window nowadays. Nowadays, it is people buy from people that they value and that can help them do business. I'm Troy Harrison, the Sales Navigator, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If it's been helpful to you, you know what to do. Like it, share it, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. It's happy hour here at Troy Harrison World Headquarters.